The Killing of a Sacred Deer is the latest film from Yorgos Lanthimos, who you might know from the pretty out there movie The Lobster. Normally I'll tell you the genre of this movie right at the intro, but we're going to have to skip that until a little bit later because, well, it's complicated.
How did his father die?
Car crash. Driving home. Smashed into a pole. Killed instantly.
In The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Colin Farrell plays Stephen, a heart surgeon who's living the American dream. A stable and well-paid job, a beautiful house, 2 children who look up to him, and a wife who's also a mega-rich doctor, and Nicole Kidman, who makes him mashed potatoes on demand. The fact everyone believes every word he says, the fact he's so smart, and the fact he's apparently the only character in the movie capable of lying so easily, means he's got life by the balls. He gets what he wants, when he wants. Until he meets Martin, played by Barry Keoghan. Martin is the son of a former patient of Stephen's, and the two of them have formed a bond. Stephen invites Martin over to the house for dinner, and there's your pivotal point. I won't say anything else about the plot here because obviously I'd love for you to just go and watch it without knowing all the spoilers, so let's just talk about the rest of the movie. Conversations in Killing of a Sacred Deer seem to be devoid of any compassion and basic humanity, to the point where it's actually like really unnatural and absurd. It's as if the actors are reading the script aloud for the very first time. It's something you'll be used to if you've seen The Lobster, another film with the exact same deadpan, matter-of-fact dialogue like this.
Hello. I've decided to go for a walk outside with my new friend. Let me introduce you. This is Robert. He stays in the room next to mine and has a lisp.
And another connection these two films have are they're pretty hard to define, so I want to try and clear up a few confusions surrounding what exactly this type of film actually is. Some people have been saying it's a comedy, some people have been saying it's a horror. Well, what is it? Is it this? Is it that? In my opinion, the film is a psychological thriller with a capital psychological, and one that's heavy on tension. This is a modern day Greek tragedy, and I mean that quite literally. It's actually an adaptation of an ancient Greek tragedy. Now, it does have some funny moments, they're very dark moments, but I found them funny anyway. I don't even think I'd call this a black comedy, but there are some undoubtedly funny moments. So plot and dialogue aside, how's everything else? Well, pretty damn good actually. The camera work and cinematography in this is pretty special, and it feels incredibly decisive. It works with that awkward dialogue I just mentioned to make the world seem as clinical, clean, and as uncomfortable as possible. There's an awesome use of music in this film too. The first thing you hear when the film starts is a symphony playing together in harmony like any good symphony should, and as the film goes on and the confusion and dread builds, that happens to the music too. It becomes louder and more dissonant to the point where there's huge screeching, out of tune cellos overwhelming all the dialogue at some points in this film. It's great because just how the plot of the film and the dialogue of the film is getting crazier and crazier, so does the music. So it's pretty safe to say The Killing of a Sacred Deer is an art house film. There's no two ways about it, which means it will leave a lot of people confused by the end of it. The only advice I want to give you before going in is this. This is a film where to get the most out of it, you have to read between the lines. It's designed to get you talking and thinking about it afterwards. The answers are all there, even if you might have to search for them online afterwards. But I promise you it's worth it. The only thing is, it's not clear cut straight away. The only thing close to a movie as intriguing, weird, squeamish, and yeah, at times funny as this was The Lobster. Nobody else really does what Yorgos Lanthimos is doing, and after this one, it's really cemented that for me, and I'm really looking forward to whatever ridiculously interesting story he comes up with next. He's in control all the way through this film, and if you think you know what's going to happen next, well, you're normally always wrong. So there we go, that's my review of Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's one of those films that you'll finish and you'll just want to talk to somebody about it. I've got a few more reviews on my channel. It's only 1 month old at this point, but my latest was Raw, and you can find that on the channel. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe. I'm planning on at least one time-efficient review of an awesome movie every single week, and I'd love for you guys to get involved. So if you've got any questions, or maybe you've seen the movie and you want to talk about it, let me know down in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Until then, I'll see you next